Yo, 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 what's good, YouTube? You already know, man. It's your boy LaRon, female rap elite, back with another video. Yo, you already know if you're new to the channel, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Please make sure that you like the video as well. What is somebody hitting me up from? Okay, I understand. Let me send this person a message letting them know that I'll hit them up in a few. Yeah, so we just here tonight. We're gonna touch on a few topics and I'm gonna get the fuck up off of here. So yo, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video. So you know loop, like the videos, subscribe, all that shit. So tonight we here to talk about the Remy Ma, the Fat Joe, Remy Ma, Lil Mo situation. Well, Vita too, but I couldn't put everything into the title. But what's up, Sean? What's up, Lovely? What's up, Melissa? What's up, Tamara, Isabel? Yeah, so I definitely wanted to touch on that situation that happened. You know, the Nicki Minaj, Twitter disabled shit, and then also the Azealia Banks. I just feel a way about. And listen, this is the thing. Like, I'm pretty sure all you guys know that I love Azealia Banks, and I had to really think about this today, right? With doing commentary and shit like that, it's like, okay, we have certain people we love. Like, you know, like I love Azealia Banks. I love her music and everything. Like, I love Remy shit too, right? But I feel like, there's a way that you could go about saying some shit with keeping it real and not like, you know, trying to tear somebody down. So I just got to speak my mind on how I feel about Azealia Banks. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just have to really say like how I feel about how she moves. And I'm gonna have to pull her card because to be honest with you, she be in these interviews talking about how she gonna you know, this sounds like a lot of ideas. Let me break this down right now. Matter of fact, while I'm in the groove of it right now. Do I want to bring up her Instagram where she was like addressing Nicki in her stories? Because one thing about Azealia Banks, and it's like I could understand her though. So let me just put the human part of it in, right? She's a musician, but she is an online troll. She is a troll. The way that she used to talk about being online, and like I used to be in the chat rooms and the chatting, like, you know, talking shit. So she is a troll. She's a troll, right? But if you're gonna be a troll, be a fair troll. Be a fair troll. Troll everybody. Don't just troll Nicki Minaj because she's the, you know, because she's the girl from Queens and, you know, she's the Hollywood girl that if, you know, she did say something back to you, you're going to try to promote your business or do some shit like that, like on some shit like that. No, let's really get into, like, let's really break this shit down why Azealia Banks does what she does. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to explain this shit to you. And honestly, it's really sad once you start to think about it. It's sad. Let's bring up Azealia Banks Instagram page because I want to bring this shit straight from the source. Cause the shit that I feel, see, one thing, let me tell you something, right? When you from the hood, they can't pull shit over your eyes and make you believe, you know, bullshit. So let's bring up Azealia Banks Instagram and let's go to her stories. She has a sold out show in Miami. Congratulations to her on that, right? She talking about the situation with C-19 with the vax, some other shit, right? So then what stuck out to me is the part where she spoke about, and I'm trying to think because the way that I wrote this, the way when I read this, it made me so mad. And you know how like it's like I be wanting to drag, but it's just like no, like I do like her more than I like a Cardi or you know. So maybe I am kind of biased to Azealia Banks, but I will keep it real in a way where uh it could be understood, right? So right here she said like why would a black woman say this to another black woman, especially when you yourself have come out and talked so much about your family. You've talked so much about your mother and your family that I don't understand why some of the things that she says. So anyway, she said, I really hope Piers Morgan's chews her ass up. You're doing and saying a lot of uneducated, stereotypical statistic bullshit. Now, I just want to say this. Nicki Minaj graduated from high school with honors, and then she pursued a successful music career. Azealia, you didn't graduate from high school. And that's just fact. So uneducated, stereotypical, like, okay. Piers Piers has the vernacular to really push all the right buttons. Let me tell you this, right? We all have the right vernacular. The ones who are educated and the ones who teach themselves new words and enrich their mind. We're all educated because I'm pretty sure the woman that you are today with all this bougie shit and all that shit you exposed to, you didn't grow up like that because you had to be famous before. That's why that was, and it's kind of fucked up. But I'm happy that it happened because I get to experience your art. But you said in an interview that your mom said you had to be out of the house by 18, so you was forced to be a celebrity. So that was traumatic to you, but it made you bring some dope ass art. But the point is like, come on. Then the next thing it says he'll hit the single black mother button. What do you mean about the single black mother button? What do you mean? You grew up. I'm then you. I believe that she said a situation happened where her father, where he was. Did she say he was an alcoholic or abusive, and he used to do something to her mom, and then her dad passed away? It's like she had all of these traumatic ass stories to come apart and pick apart another black woman. You know, I had to think about it. Right? I do commentary. I show a lot of love to Azealia Banks' music, but she is not my friend, and I would be being disingenuous if I don't pick apart a lot of the flaws in her, the flaws and the things that she says. It's a lot of flaws in Azealia Banks. Like for you to talk so like, listen, the thing that kills me the most about Azealia Banks is how you talk about you know Yamaya and talk about like the mermaid and being an African goddess and stuff like that. But your whole crew is white. You talk about Beyonce and then you talk about like you know her doing this, and it's almost like a jealousy thing. It's a jealousy thing, and that shit don't come off good, especially when your art is good. You don't have no reason to be jealous. And I'm going to get into the reason why she does this to Nicki Minaj. I'm going to tell you, and you can go do the research on your own to further back it up. I'm going to tell you this is why she does this to Nicki Minaj. He'll hit on the single black mother button. He'll ask her to list all of the ingredients in each vaccine. Then he'll ask her if she can recite offhand every single chemical she's had injected in her ass. Listen, plastic surgery is plastic surgery. Azealia Bank has fake boobs. Yeah, we all know that getting boobs and getting ass is different, but it's all plastic surgery. It's screaming hypocrite to me. It's screaming hypocrite to me. It don't matter what she got in her ass. It don't matter what you got in your breast. But you've received an implant or an injection. So leave that girl alone. Why? And you know what it is? I have to see Azealia Banks she's like you ever know like when you go on the computer and you click a folder and there's so many different folders in it and you got to explore it. You really have to go through it with her because yeah. So listen, let me further then he'll ask you if you can recite offhand every single chemical she's had injected in her ass. Come on. Come on. You ain't better than nobody. You're not better than no one. You have fake breasts. She has what? She got a fake breast and a fake ass. But it's the hypocrisy. You're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. Okay, let's move on. Um, she'll have no retort but to call him a white fuck, and the British media will absolutely devour her. Right? I can't even see what's under it or whatever because that thing is. Let me see. How can I get rid of this? So listen, the British media will devour her. It's almost like some sort of joy that she has, right? It's like there's some sort of joy that she has when it's like something bad going on with Nicki Minaj. And it's really weird, Azealia Banks. It's really weird because, you know, how could you have that much joy in regards to somebody? And notice this. This is why I say, guys, notice what we just read up on the screen, right? She says that the white media, right? These are the same white people that you be talking about. This is, you see why I say where a person has flaws in their logic? Pick apart everything everybody says, even me. Even me. Pick it the fuck apart because it don't make sense. Why would you talk about this white media to devour her? Like, what, Azealia Banks? You talk all this pro-black African shit, but what the truth of the matter is Azealia Banks, if you think about it, let's go back to our classroom. Get in classroom vision right now. I want you to envision your classroom. I want you to envision the smart girls, envision the hood chicks, and envision the art girls, the weird girls, the one that they probably got picked on and shit like that. That was Azealia Banks. She was a corny chick. She was corny. You know what I'm saying? That's just is what it is. But she made something of herself. But growing up, she was corny. But let me tell you something. People who grow up like that, it does something to them, right? Because I want to tell you the biggest flaw is you talking all of this pro-black shit and fucking white niggas, for one. You could do what you want to do with your P word. but fucking white niggas, your whole production staff and everybody is built up is white. So it's just like that's the flaw right there. This is the next biggest thing that I want to get in when it comes to Azealia Banks, right? This is the next biggest thing, right? Nicki Minaj does not owe you anything. She doesn't owe you a collaboration. She doesn't owe you a mention or anything. She doesn't owe you anything. And for some reason, I feel like it kills Azealia Banks to see the Bias and to see like the Megans and other people work with and the Doja Cats. It kills her to see them getting that because she feels as though like, damn, I went to LaGuardia. I was this, I was this. Azealia Banks ain't never mentioned nothing about herself about being academically excellent or anything like that. So that's why I'm just saying, like, I don't understand why she's trying to make Nicki sound like she's uneducated or whatever. You just mad that this black woman had the media in a frenzy the whole week. The whole week. And what you would do is if she responded to you, would post the fuck 'em all night link to stream it, or you would post the tarantula shit that's coming out. And it's like you're being childlike and bitter. You know what I'm saying? Another example I want to get into before I move forward with what I want to say about Azealia Banks, right? Notice that Remy Ma beefed with Nicki Minaj before, right? Notice like say Bia or all these other rap chicks and like all of the other rap chicks, just period, right? This whole Twitter situation with this whole like Nicki on the vax and all of that shit, that has nothing to do with anybody but Nicki, the people tweeting her and her fans. Why is Azealia Banks involved in this? I want to make this interesting to you and tell you why she's involved in it, right? I want to tell you why she's involved in it. I want you to remember and I want you to go back. And it pains me to have to remember this, but you got to like pump a bitch brakes when you let them know to stop playing with me, right? I want to bring you back. You remember when Azealia Banks did that shit and she was popping that shit about Remy Ma? Let me tell you some shit about Remy Ma. Now, a lot of y'all know y'all probably only know her from getting out of prison, going through that shit with Remy, going through that shit with Nicki, but she's a real bitch. And she's that type of bitch where like back in the day, like I'm telling you, I'm being honest with you. Foxy was on the radio talking shit about her and she was at the Def Jam building the next day, no security, wanting to fight and all of that shit. Her character is real as fuck. I love that about her. Can I just say how good she looked last night? I want to say this to any of the women who seen Remy's outfit, like with the jacket and everything. That is the 90s jacket. That's that fucking 90s, 1994 jacket that all of the black girls used to wear, but it was a little more glamorous. I love the way that she looked last night, right? So listen, I don't want to get too far off on that, but I want to just tell you this, right? Remember when Azealia Banks was dissing Remy Ma or whatever, right? Remy went on live. She exposed her how she was talking mad shit about people and how she sent her a picture of her shriveled up vaginal area and all of that shit, right? I want to tell you this. Hear me and hear me clearly. When Remy Ma when Remy Ma did a video a few days later, she said this. I guarantee you that bitch won't ever mention my name again. I might be exaggerating saying the bitch part, but she said, I can guarantee you that she ain't never going to mention my name again. Let me take you on a stroll of some New York street shit that people do when they not fucking playing with you. This is another reason why I know Megan is not real, right? Let me tell you and take you on a stroll of some Remy Ma or like some Foxy Brown or Little Kim. I want you to think about Little Kim. Think about how Charlemagne. This is why I don't take what I do lightly, right? You don't think that, especially me being in Houston, you think I don't be on my shit thinking that, oh, if Megan have some people, oh, I be on it. I be on it. This is commentary. It could get messy, right? You think I'm just walking around aimlessly and just like, no, nigga, I'm eyes open and focused at all times, right? Look at the situation that happened with Charlemagne the God and Little Kim, and she had niggas come and do. You see what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. Remy Ma said, I bet you that bitch won't mention my name again. Can I tell you something? She's never mentioned her name again. And let me tell you something. The reason why she won't do it is because Remy, let me just give you, and I don't want to put it on her. Remy got people who love her so much. She will have somebody. You see how Azealia Banks had that? Because let me just put you in the mind frame of how ugly it could get for you. You see how Azealia Banks had them shows in New York City, the 30th, the first, second, and third. Remy would have had somebody at them shows, and either she would have paired or she would have had somebody there. They would have gotten at her. When I'm telling you, I'm not playing. They don't play that shit. They don't play it. Come to your show, smack the shit out you, bitch. She on that type of shit like that. Right? And I'm telling you, whatever pressure Remy applied to her behind the scenes. She ain't never spoke on her again. The last time I heard her mention Remy Ma's name when she was doing some bullshit podcast, and she was like, "Yeah, but she didn't have to. Yeah, but she didn't have to expose my pictures, like whatever." It was a whole different tone because that bitch will beat your ass for a fact, and she will get somebody. Just like that whole situation that happened with what's that chick name? That happened. She got pounded out at the whatever. Yeah, I don't think Remy did that, but guaranteed niggas is coming for her. They coming for her. When we tell you the energy that she put out at a very when I used to watch her in the mixtapes, this is how I knew it. She was like, I don't give a fuck about none of these bitches talking shit because when I'm in the spot, I'm with not saying that this is right. She said, I'm with niggas who gonna stomp you out for me. Like, I don't give a fuck. You feel me? So what I'm trying to tell you is that Azealia Banks is playing in Nicki Minaj's face because she's not aggressive, because she ain't putting that pressure on her ass. And listen, don't play with Nicki Azealia. You doing this shit just and let me further explain this shit too. Azealia, you looking really really sad. You looking really sad. You looking unpredictable. You don't look like you don't look like you could be the friend of anyone. You want to know why? And you know what opened me up to that? It was the way that she was tweet. It was the way that she was DMing Nicki. It was the way that she was DMing Remy Ma. Remy got turned off from her when she was fucking texting her. She started texting her about like niggas who was holding her down when she was in prison, talking about don't fuck with Pat Poose and don't fuck with whatever. She like what? Like she was sending her books. You know what type of person Azealia Banks is, and I'm gonna tell you this, and this is why it's all gonna make sense. It's gonna all make sense, right? The type of person she is she's gonna come with you and try to fuck with you in the name of somebody else on some beef shit, right? That's why them bitches don't fuck with you. That's why you see her dick eating and dick riding Little Kim and posting her in her stories like, oh, I'm happy Little Kim is getting I'm happy that she's getting the respect. She's been getting the respect that she's due to deserve. You keep dick riding. You know what I did? I clicked on the Azealia Banks thing. I said, let me see if Little Kim is following her. Little Kim ain't fucking with you. You know, and to know why? Because she's Remy Ma's friend. And they key and laugh over all the text messages and shit that you sent. You know how you apologized to you went on a whole apology tour. You apologized to did she apologize to Remy? She apologized to Little Kim. She apologized to Nicki. They all said thank you know whatever. But she kept attacking. She kept attacking Nicki. When I tell you something, Kim and Remy is friends. They laughing about that shit. Like she's trying to suck Kim dick hard. Oh my God, Kim, I'm so happy you getting in. Kim is not even following you. You know what I'm saying? They know how messy you are. And to be honest with you, you don't want to be a type of person like that where every time you contacted somebody, I'm the type of person like this. Say I meet you today and I know that there's some shit, it's like an elephant in the room. I'm an adult, nigga. You gonna have to ask me about it because I could stare you in your face. We could go and have lunch and it could be an aching in your soul and you will want to ask me, bitch, and I ain't gonna bring it up unless you do. Listen, I'm an adult. Address me as such. You feel me? Like, nah. So listen. So the dick riding of Little Kim and oh Little Kim and all this and all that she do this right in the mix of hating on Nicki. But I'm telling you, the big reason why she's doing this to Nicki is because Remy Ma applied that pressure, and she know that in real life she will get smacked the shit out of. She know that Remy will have somebody at her shows waiting for her. Azealia Banks books her own shows independently. It's not that hard to access her. I seen this video online when somebody was a fan next to the stage, and I'm not saying this because I want something to happen to her, but I'm saying like stop playing with Nicki Azealia. You're doing this because you feel as though even if she gave you that Remy Ma behind the scenes, I'm gonna whoop your fucking ass or I'm gonna have somebody beat your ass, you would explode that and try to make Nicki look bad, but you can't do that to Remy because you know that it would be coming. You know it, Azealia. You know it. That's why you ain't fucking with her. Let me tell you something, right? Imagine a Remy Ma energy versus a Remy Ma energy with the Azealia versus Remy, right? And she said, like, I guarantee you ain't gonna say whatever. What? Another New York chick that I know would have been. Listen, this is why like Remy and Foxy don't get along, but Foxy will pop her shit back. Azealia is not Foxy. Azealia is that pussy art student. She's pussy. She's pussy. And I don't have. Listen, I'm talking about from way I see it from a perspective of a person. Why you keep jumping down Nicki throat every second? Why you ain't speak on this situation with Ashanti? With Fat Joe and Little Mo and them? Why you ain't come to nobody defense to say how you felt about it or not? Because you know how to keep your mouth and keep your business out of Remy's. You know to keep your business out of hers. And you know what was so crazy? Even though I like her, I was listening to that podcast. I was like, yo, she is so fake because it was like just from the way she was like, yeah, but you didn't have to put the picture out. You kind of know when somebody is wimpy and they don't really want to say the wrong thing. Bitch, you pussy. You pussy. You pussy. You shouldn't do that to people. You shouldn't do that. Don't jump down Nicki's throat all the time because you feel like it's easy for you to do that shit. Yo, the damn comments stopped coming up. Hold on a second. I can't even see them shits. Let me go on my phone and pull this shit up because I can't even see y'all comments. Oh man, I know that was a lot, but it's just like Azealia, stop playing these games with Nicki Minaj. Real talk. Like, hold on a second. Hold on. Let's see. Nicki's goons are the barbs. I feel like Nicki can fight. She stay attacking Nicki unprovoked, literally 24/7. But this is why I'm trying to tell you the reason why she doing it is because Remy Ma is gonna get your ass smacked. She's gonna have somebody at your show. She gonna get you touched. I promise you. Little Kim, Foxy Brown. Oh, I didn't touch on this. Let me touch upon this. Let me touch upon them blood clot Brooklyn gal them. Listen, I remember when Azealia Banks was talking shit about Foxy, right? This is when I was speaking to Foxy. Shit was going on in the DM. Foxy, I remember I sent it. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this about? She was like, yo, who is this bitch? She was like, I will murk this bitch. Where is she? Next thing I know, Azealia Banks is kissing her ass. She kissing her ass. Oh, Foxy killed it on Coco Chanel, the Valentino Bling Don. Azealia, you know that I'm in the mix and you know what I'm saying is true. You know what I'm saying is true. I don't owe her no loyalty. I don't owe her like to point to not keep it real. Like, leave Nicki alone. You doing that shit because she ain't press you and you feel like if she does, you're gonna turn that shit into a opportunity to make yourself seem like a victim. And trust me, I know Remy pressed you behind the scenes. I know she pressed you. You ain't never mentioned that girl name again, and you know how really going to get with. You know. Anybody from New York, you grew up. Listen, to be honest with you, Azealia Banks is not really from the Little Kim era. She's more Remy Ma. So you know, I don't know if it's because, and you know what kind of had me jaded when Remy came out and she was dissing Remy. I was like, does she know who the fuck she is? And you know what it was? She was pussy because she was doing that shit when she was on parole. Pussy. I want y'all to take notice of something, right? Even though Nicki Minaj and Remy Ma beef, do you catch Remy Ma talking about Nicki Minaj content, talking about Twittering, Googling Nicki, and all Azealia Banks is doing is she's searching her name on Twitter, constantly reposting stuff, looking up stuff. This is why she's in the conversation like, oh, I'm glad Little Kim is getting the flowers she deserves because they saying that shit on Twitter. Can you at least be original? Like, that's the problem with a lot of people who even do content. Like, can you be original? Be original. Like, find some new fucking thoughts. The fuck? Hold on a second, man. Mm. She knows the rules, yeah, but just because you know the rules, don't try to play. Because a nigga like me, even though you think I'm playing, or you think like, oh, he's just, you see me up here being congenial. Oh, I could make a phone call. We all can make phone calls, right? I'm just telling you this. I'm not saying I know who Azealia knows or not, but she ain't that. She's from Harlem, but she's that type of in the house type of whack chick. I could tell by the way that she cape and take up for white people, got white people heavily around her. And listen, this is not, listen, I know everybody has grown up different and had different type of influences and stuff, but those are the type of people who aren't comfortable and they latch on to other races because they really not comfortable around their own because they felt like they were never welcome based on what they didn't have or how they didn't. Listen, that's why she probably deals with the white boys. You all know that those black girls who deal with the white boys, they a little weird, and black niggas, the hood niggas, don't really want to fuck with them unless they getting head or fucking them or some shit like that. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. They a little weird. They a little weird, and if they do get a nigga, it don't be long term. They start fucking with these white niggas. You know how them black girls, they weaves be looking tragic fucking with them white niggas. Come on, come on, come on. And I felt like I felt like everything I said about Azealia Banks, even though I kept it real, I don't feel like it was dragging. I just felt like stop playing with Nicki, Azealia, because you not playing with Remy like that. Remy went on live the next day, so I guarantee that bitch won't say my name again. And she was confident. And I said, oh, this is crazy story rant Azealia Banks. She's never gonna say your name again, and she never did. Azealia Banks was on her podcast, that Glory podcast, where her homeboy brought Remy name up, and she was very careful for how she skated around her name. You know not to play with her name like that. You know. You know. I met Remy physically, like, and that's why, like, for certain people, you have a different type of respect for. That's why I had to rethink about it today. Like, I don't know. I'm like, why am I not saying certain things? Like, I don't got to tear her down, but why am I not saying and contributing certain things to the conversation? I don't know Azealia Banks. Shit, she blocked me because I said Tarantula was bad. And then you online talking about Nicki and a Nicki conversation about the vaccine that has nothing to do with you. Had nothing to do with you at all. So stop trying to be that chick who trying to look for somebody in their weaknesses and you like, oh, Nikki's Hollywood. She ain't gonna respond. So let me drag the shit out of her. Oh, so this is what I wanted to also say in terms of Little Kim. She wants to dick ride Kim so bad so that she could suck and siphon the fans who don't like Nikki and throw them on her side too. Azealia thinks she's slick. She's not slick. She ain't slick. She ain't slick. And if you want to be completely honest, Azealia, like everybody has their flaws and stuff like that. And it just be like, come on. You do good on that stage show, but did you know what I'm talking about when I say you need to step it up in certain areas? Because you be going silent on that stage a lot, not doing them vocals, coming off as a studio singer. No, I do like Azealia Banks' voice though. I love the voice, but when she be doing live, she don't be hitting all them notes and be trying to be quiet. And you doing EDM type of tracks. I'm expecting you to be jumping up and down like that. It's always some low tone where she don't want to sing too loud or rap too loud because she don't want to exert her voice, whatever. But I understand that. I get it, but shit, Beyonce ain't doing that. I look at it like this, right? As all of this shit, listen, also this, right? As all of this shit Azealia Banks talked about Beyonce and then she talking about, oh, I love Beyonce. Listen, I could keep it real with how I feel about her. I don't know her. I don't know her. I don't have any contact. Like, I don't know her. Still gonna listen to her music. Still gonna repost her moments. Still going to. Still going to. But at the same point, stop playing with Nicki Minaj because you feel like it's easier to play with her and you ain't playing with Remy. You talk shit about Megan. You talk shit about Cardi. Oh, let me tell you. You want to know? So listen. You want to know how this is how I knew that you couldn't? It's something a little bit off too with Azealia. Why I said it's flaws in her logic. She talk all that shit and listen, it's strategic. Watch people and watch what they do to get what they want. Say for instance, I cursed you the fuck out today, and then tomorrow I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Then the next day I'm asking you to do something for me. Are you really sorry, or were you in need of a collaboration, or was you trying to get something? I think that's what it really was. Azealia felt ostracized. She felt out there like nobody was fucking with her. She felt like she could apologize to Nicki, and then boom, remember she was like, I got this track Anna Wintour that you could get on. It don't just go like that. It don't go like that. Just because I forgive you don't mean that I'm getting on your track, and it don't mean that I ever have to get on the track with you. I don't ever have to get on the track with you. Accept the apology and move on. And I'm so happy Nicki never did that because that shows that she's not real. That show that she's not real. Real talk. Like, come on, you apologize to that's when she was on her apology tour, just apologizing to everybody. And I'm sorry. And Nicki was like, you're so talented, whatever, whatever, whatever. And then the next thing you know, she wanted her on Anna Wintour. She didn't do it. Like, come on. Just because you apologize don't mean the grass is green and we fucking recording and there's cupcakes and fucking rainbows. No. She wasn't genuine. Fact. She wasn't. But I will say this in the same breath. Azealia has enough black girl magic to make her own wave. There was a point, and I'm gonna tell you this, right? I remember coming off of that whole Remy Ma shit. Azealia got quiet for a while. And I said, oh, maybe she's taking a different approach with music and maybe just not getting into the little squabbles. Nicki was doing her thing. She wasn't coming saying something all the time and doing some dumb shit. I said, oh, Remy must have really got to her because she ain't out here just saying anything. And that's, you know what? Nobody should be completely silenced. But girl, why is every time you got something to say, it's about Nicki? Talk about Remy too. Talk about Megan. Talk about Cardi too. Also, listen, this is how I knew that Azealia, it was a screw going because when I thought about it, how she talked all that shit about Cardi and then, spoke the truth about how out of all the black girls, she's not that girl, saying all of that. And then remember when Nicki and Cardi got into a fight, she was like, you hit her? You hit her? Like, you cared so much, or was that just a fake emotion? Like, stop playing. Stop it. You make yourself look crazy. And this is why I think where she shows so much love and people don't show it back because they be like, this girl is just crazy. She's just talking her shit that tomorrow she could possibly hate me. You know what I'm saying? You come off as unstable. Like, that's not cool. She was like, did you hear her? Fuck. Like, come on. But yeah, so moving on though, because I just feel like at the end of the day, like I just feel like she got loose lips when it comes to Nicki. Keep that energy the same across the board. That's why I said today, I said if I could come up here and talk shit and say how I feel about Megan and how Megan be being fake, why am I coming up here and sparing Azealia Banks? Because she from New York. I don't owe her anything like that. I don't. The people who I love, like I love Nicki, I love Remy, I love Foxy. Like, it's certain things I just won't do. Especially if I feel like if you had that type of relationship, like, no. Me and Azealia Banks fraternized over some racist shit in the DM. I think I said few things to her. The first time she followed me is because it was like back in 2012 or 11 when everybody was coming at her, and I just said, as a black woman, just protect yourself out there. And those words, I guess it must have meant something to her. And she followed me, and so we only had very brief conversation. But I don't just because we had that doesn't mean I can't come and say I see a thing for what it is, because that's what I see that it is. I see that Remy Ma is aggressive. She ain't pussy. She got niggas around her from the Bronx that'll move for her. You know what I'm saying? You tried to come online stunting on her. She said the next day that this bitch will never mention my name again. You never did. And when you did, it was, oh, you didn't have to put my picture out. Keep that energy with Nicki too. What she got to do? Press you? What she got to do? Have somebody press you so that you scared to do appearances and promotions and shit like that? Come on, don't play with Nicki like that, Azealia. And you know that's exactly why you doing that, because it could have got ugly for you in that New York scene. With Remy in the city, you know that. And you know what I'm saying. I'm not bullshitting. It would have got ugly at your shows. You know that. That shit, remember that shit happened with Britney and she tried to coexist at that lock shit with Remy and them in the building? Man, you crazy? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? I can't believe she's gonna risk going back. You seen when she came out that damn shit without that the precinct after that Britney shit, Remy ain't say shit. It is what it is. What happened happened. We from the streets. That's how it happens. That's how it happens. So listen, BX Burrow. Macon makes our zodiac sign look bad. Let's see. Azealia would enjoy any negativity that will befall any other female rapper, not just Nicki. She's just more public with it about Nicki. But this is what I'm saying. She would never come out and like say she agrees with Little Mo and of Vita, right? I felt like this, right? During the whole battle, Fat Joe, they was in the mode. And when you in New York, niggas talk shit. We say shit. We pop shit. That's just the whole New York culture. It goes a little too far sometimes, I will admit. I did think that the joke went a little bit too far. Remy Ma getting online and saying that shit to Little Mo, it's exactly what I expect of her. To be honest with you, I can even tell that the way that she moves, she's still not really acclimated to this whole. She's still kind of getting into it. If you notice, like she posts videos, like getting her makeup done and shit like that. She don't do this shit. And to be honest with you, she don't. She doesn't. She doesn't. You can tell. And when she like, oh, the street shit or whatever the case may be, that's really who she is. It really is. I'm telling you guys, don't get it fucked up. Azealia Banks don't mention Remy Ma because she applied that pressure in the background. When I tell you, she not playing that. She's not playing it. Bitch, you gonna talk shit about me in this city that I'm built up over almost 20 years? When your next show at? I'm telling you, that's the mentality of Remy. Yo, I knew that from her because I remember when she came out with her album and there was a skit on it and she was like, these rap bitches is used to talking shit about each other and then they're just walking by. Like, bitch, you say some shit about me, I'm hunting you down. That was her energy. She was different from the jump. From the jump. Hate it or love it. She was different from the jump. And that's why I always loved and respected her shit. Like, I was like, oh shit. Yup, and then the karma gonna come next week. Be careful laughing at the expense of others' pain and humiliation. So Lil Mo and Vita got caught doing. No, I didn't think he just said that. Just being in the moment and talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Who knows what type of struggles that they have with different substances. Who really knows? We know that Lil Mo struggled, but who knows what Vita is going through? I can imagine that Vita has probably gone through some things, especially being promised a promising music career and it never taking off. I can imagine that she's probably been through some things financially as well. Cause them hits ain't paying them shits. Man, I don't even know what you know what's so crazy? That was the day of the fucked up record deal. So who even knows what the true royalties are that they're receiving on those records? Of course, I always prefer Remy over Bel Khalees. That don't even match up. Remy Ma and Cardi B, that don't match up. And that's why I was kind of angry where the industry just pushed Cardi through so much. And it was just like when Remy was coming out with stuff, they wasn't even playing her stuff on the radio that much. And it's just like, here we got some forced rapper who ain't even really got it. And she's getting all this radio play, all this fake love and this fake sympathy. Let's see. Cardi and Meg could never. I always prefer Remy over that doctor was messy as hell for bringing trashy B names to this. She got royalties for put it on me. Oh, okay. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I felt like especially when it came to the Fat Joe shit. It's just like, yeah, niggas be talking shit. And it probably did go a little bit too far. And when I seen Remy stick up for Fat Joe, it was expected to me. You know what I'm saying? Remy is one of those girls, like, I feel like anybody can relate to that, especially if you grown up with a family or if you have like, sisters and brothers, like, you know what I'm saying? You always going to be at the defense, and she's known Fat Joe for so long. So I just felt like that was kind of natural for her to do that in that regard. Let's see, what else did I put in the topic? Nicki Minaj Twitter disabled. Yeah, I just feel like that shit is crazy too. With them in regards to Nicki and them disabling her Twitter, they didn't delete it, so that's a good sign. So let me see. Let me go to it right now and see if it's deleted. Yeah, but yeah, that's how I felt. I know that was kind of long and drawn out with Azealia Banks, but I just want to touch on that real quick before I go into this. But I know it was long and drawn out with her, but I really feel like that's why she does what she does. She plays with Nicki because she feels like if she can get an ounce of attention back, like when Nicki responded to that Coke situation and she didn't mention her name, it didn't give her the rise that she wanted. She's only talking shit when she got something to promote or push, and that's wrong. You shouldn't do that. Like, you really shouldn't do that. Come on. And the reason why, now listen, a person can do whatever they want, but I would be like, damn, she dragged the shit out of Megan. Damn, she dragged the shit out of this person. She did this, she did that. You wanted Piers Morgan. You talking about this and the white people gonna do this and then this and that. Azealia, are you crazy? Why would you want the white people to tear apart a black woman? That's what I'm saying. There's some self-hating going on over there. Even with all that Yamaya and Orisha and the mermaid and the water goddess, there's some flawed logic over there. That's why I'm telling you, don't believe everything anybody says, and even me. Pick it apart, question it, everything. Everything. Because it don't make sense. How are you that what? How are you Yamaya's chosen one, but you listen, it is what it is. Let's see. Oh, let me see if she still got her Twitter. Yeah, the Twitter is still there. The last thing people put, she retweeted. Excuse me. When will people learn Nicki Minaj is not going to be backed into a damn corner? Y'all not going to be going to freely tarnish her name and gallop away unchecked with your twisted agendas and forced narratives. She is taking hold of all power and influence she holds. Proud of you, Nicki. Yeah. It's like Azalea, the way that she pops shit, she makes it seem like she's so much against the going with the agenda and shit. But it's just like, you lay down and get the fuck down. That's how you on. It's just like, you come on. Come on. And the best thing that I think that she could have did was just stay out of it. Nikki wanting to take the vax or do whatever has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. Nothing. Nothing. But you think you can pick at her because she ain't Remy and she ain't going to send the goons to smack the shit out of you. That's why you think that. You think that you can do that to her. That's why. Azealia done said some nasty things about Nicki and Nicki still forgived her. What do you want from her? Why do she got to acknowledge you? Think about that with everybody. Think about it in your life. You ever know that person that you stop fucking with them and it's just like they still be on your shit? It's just like, why? That's some weird attachment. And I'm telling you, when you do the square root of it, it be some weird attachment that dates back to childhood. They just can't let go. They can't, but they hate you so much. It's a greedy love. It's a greedy love. It's a greedy love because I'm telling you, in her mind, the psychosis is probably sick. She probably like, we both went to LaGuardia. Can you imagine? I'm gonna be honest with you. When I even be creating music and say you smoking your little blunt and you getting high, you could get so in the moment with emotions, right? So I can imagine her like, she on her shit recording. She just apologized to Nicki. She heard Anna Wintour like, oh my God, I'm gonna get Nicki on. And she probably was like, oh my God, she gonna sound so good right here. And she probably could say this and do this. And then it doesn't come in, it doesn't materialize because you've done so much fucked up shit. People still acknowledge you and be like, okay, I accept it, and you want everything in an inorganic way. Like even if you had to wait 5 years to get an Azealia, get a Nicki collaboration, you should have waited for it. You should have just been silent. That's why I think like even the friction with Little Kim and Foxy Brown has just been too much back and forth. It's like I don't know if that would ever happen because Kim will make it seem like she ain't saying shit, then she'll be saying subliminal shit to Foxy. Foxy responds and it looks like she's the bad one. It always was like that. It's like it was always like that because Foxy is more direct. So hold on. But that's good. I think a good sign. Nikki said that she was never going to tweet again, but I think that it is a good sign that she didn't delete her Twitter, or maybe she just hasn't deleted it yet. I don't think she's gonna delete her Twitter. That's too much of a connection with the fans. I personally don't think that she's gonna delete it. Let me go back to the comments. Let's see. Yeah, please make sure you like the video. Like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Um, no Twitter. Yeah, I didn't see she deleted the Twitter. Then she have her cat. See, I don't know. I don't care about all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff when they all that cat and that animal shit. I don't care about that. My whole square root is why are you on Nicki so hard? Why are you on Nicki so hard? And after this rap girl from the Bronx pressed you so hard behind the scenes that you won't even mention her name. I don't know what Remy did to her, but I can imagine. I'm telling you, I can imagine because it could have got ugly. Because if you want to be truthful, Azealia is pretty much like a base type of performer. You can find her anywhere. You can. She's in Miami. She's gonna be there on the 20th. I'm just trying to tell you, like, I'm trying to tell you in the mind frame of a New Yorker how you feel if you got beef with somebody, especially if they ain't on some Nicki level and she's in some arena and you can't get to her on some shit like that. Okay, that's different. It's like, okay, the powers that be, like whatever. You find out and you got your little crew, people get grimy. I'm telling you how New York gets. And you know what I'm talking about. You like, what? This bitch did what? She playing with me online? Okay. Okay. All I said was damn is when I heard that shit the day after. She was like, I bet you she won't say my name no more. And here she is taking out her misdirected anger on Nicki every chance she gets. As talented she is, you don't got to do that to get attention, Azealia. You're talented on your own. Why you got to do that? Because it's easy. I'm telling you. You know what's so crazy? I have this memory of when I remember when I was younger, peer pressure, right? And I'm so happy that I never succumbed to peer pressure when it came to like, I did start smoking weed at a later age. Like a lot of people I knew started smoking weed in their teens. I didn't start smoking weed till I was like 22, 23, right? So I didn't want to be like everybody else. That was my big thing. When I was younger, I wasn't taking money buying weed, nigga. I was trying to stack that shit up and get a pair of sneakers, get some clothes, get some shirts, do something, go to New York City. Like I was trying to be lit. Like I used my money to do the things that I wanted to do. And I still kind of do that now, even though I do have extracurricular things that I like to do. But what I'm saying is it's like I didn't do that until a later age. Let me see. Hold on a second. This ain't no block cover it. She's beefing with herself. Laughing my ass off. We all know she going tweet again. I think if we keep pressing the issue with Nicki, they will end up getting the reaction they wanted. I honestly feel that she knocked the fuck out of everybody. Brooklyn in the house. BK. Shout out to Brooklyn. Shout out to where my family live in Brooklyn. Bedford Stuyvesant, the courtyard. Marcus Garvey. Yeah. Shout out to Brownsville, my people's in the Sutter houses, and also in Howard, what they call Howard, Barcelona, um, Pickens Ave. Yo, that shit used to be so lit over there. I used to feel like, yo, God has his eye on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. Because when I tell you, I used to be in some situations with some people and just all over New York with like outside of my family. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you talking about Brownsville, Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, drive-bys in broad daylight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I used to do some real, but I'm telling you, God used to just have his eye on me. I used to just be everywhere. Like, and that's not to say that anybody can't do that. That's not to say that you can't do it and you could just be in. Listen, I'm gonna tell you a story, right? I was in Brownsville one day, and I don't know what I did, but I had turned the corner. I was wrong. I was looking for one of my friends' crib. I ended up in this whole other projects. Mad niggas in the lobby. They looking at me. I'm looking at them. I got my jewels on, everything, right? And it's like, is your confidence really is what pushes it. And I done got out the cab. This was back before, like, you had to call the cab. This was back when you had to call the cab. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I done been in some situations and they was like, yo, you are so lucky it wasn't the summer because them niggas would have got you. But God, I'm telling you, I've been in some sketchy situations and like God has always just guided me out of it. He's always. Always. I remember I was in the store one time. This is why I watch myself when I go into the store. I remember I was in the store one time and I was a young boy at this time and I just got paid for my job, went to the check cashing place, got my little $400. Yo, this guy came in the store and I seen that he just tucked his gun. So he was like, um he was just looking at everybody and just I could tell he was looking to come up, right? Yo, so tell me why I knew the guy at the store and I was just telling him like, yo, hold my money because I feel like this guy gonna try to like do some funny shit, right? So I remember he like the guy, like I was walking out the store, you know, you younger and shit. I was like 18 at the time. So he tapped me, he was like, yo, like hold up. I was like, no, nigga, the fuck is wrong with you? When I tell you I got out that store and booked it up the fucking street, I don't think I ever flew that fast. And the crazy thing about it is I didn't fly for my life. I just knew that I got paid and this motherfucker was not taking my money. He was not taking my money at all. I was on foot. Hell no. Hell no. This nigga came in the store. He had a gun. He tucked that shit right under. He was waiting to come up off of somebody. He looked like he was a little inebriated too. No, you wasn't gonna come up off me on that day. I'm telling you. Let's see. Azealia comes from popping girls first and comes for the popping girls first and the other second. Bushwick, yeah. I used to be out in where I was out in Williamsburg with all the Jews. Yep. I used to have a friend that used to live in Williamsburg on Graham Avenue. I used to be out in Williamsburg too. I used to be on the train everywhere in Brooklyn. Everywhere. Graham Ave with the Dominicans and the Jews out there. Um, the South Bronx. 160 was 160 Cortland. Yeah, Cortland, Melrose. They call it Melrose. Yo, I done been around the city. Only place I haven't really been to like that is I haven't been to Staten Island. That's the only place I ain't been to. And the funny thing about it is now that I moved to the South, like living upstate, you used to always see people post this bullshit about even Remy talking about City Island. They love that seafood. I'm telling you, when you move to the South and you see this seafood, there's really no comparison. I want to tell you something, right? I meet people who say that they love seafood, like my nieces or my niece. She says she loves seafood, right? She came down here. We got that. I don't know even know if I'm saying it right. It's like the brioche or the whatever shrimp with the bacon wrapped around it. She was like, I don't know, it was good, but she was like, it just tastes too shrimpy because you used to that you used to that wax shrimp from up north. Like I don't know if they're getting it from Maine or wherever, but they ain't used to that. I'm gonna tell you, I love that bacon wrapped shrimp. That shit is a delicacy. That shit is a delicacy. Soundview on Castle Hill. Yeah. I'm spitting like I'm still in the projects. 2245 apartment 9F. I never did lean back and I ain't on yet. In my mind, I'm 18 and pun ain't going to check. I'm banging on the table in the lunchroom. Crispy Jordans matching Jansport North Face Circle. Recording in Q-Tip, using towels to soundproof it, still battling the blood. See, yeah, and let me tell you something how I could even break this shit down further, right? When it comes to Azealia Banks' style, I don't know if anybody helps her with her raps, right? But I will say this. When I heard a lot of her demo stuff, she didn't rap the way that she rap now. That was one. For two, she did say in her come up that her boyfriend used to write for her. That's two. I take mental notes of things people say, right? And then I remember she said something in the interview. She was like, she likes to be in the studio with men because they tell you to say the best type of shit, like the most bossest bitch, the most baddest shit. That was a mental note, like, And then she got into the studio with Safari and was trying to siphon off his energy because she felt that he contributed to the success of Nicki. I ain't gonna question your black girl magic and if you really the art behind all of that shit because I think you are amazing, but it is questionable. I'm just telling you how my mind works and how I make mental notes of shit. You like being in the studio with niggas because I ain't never heard Remy say no shit like that. Remy owns that shit. Remy owns. I ain't never heard Nicki say that shit. Never. Nicki come with that bad bitch shit off rip. Off rip. She don't need no nigga to get her MO straight. No. That's questionable to me. I'm just saying. You know how they say have a parking lot thought is it is something that I do think about. I'm like, why did she say that? Why do you have to be in a studio with a nigga and they tell you to say the most baddest shit? You did rap different on your demos versus now. And then even when I listen to tracks like Jumanji and different tracks, Azealia, see the thing about her, she does have her own style, but she has a little she did different Nicki flows and flares and shit like that too. And she was heavily doing like dipset flow, especially like on Jumanji, that being a mina, bunana, dudano, dana. To me, as being an analyzer, and I could be wrong, right? You know how they have analyzers of different situations. I felt like, especially hearing her come up story, I felt like Azealia didn't really have a rap style, and that's why it changed. That listen, if you hear, I want to tell you this right now. In 2021, if you hear anything that I record now and you hear like how you hear Remy sounds a little different in certain different things. Like on the new song she just put out, she sounds a little different. But overall she sounds the same. If you listen to Remy from how she sound now and then, she has a consistent sound. And with Azealia, she sounded completely different on her demos. Like it was like the raps wasn't hitting that hard like that. And then it was like something happened. It was like they did a lot of the same songs over on Born with Expensive Taste. But like for example, Give Me a Chance, the rap is way harder. The rap is way more lyrical on the album versus on the demo. What happened? You know what I'm saying? It sounds a little different. I'm just parking lot in the thought. That's just all I'm saying. It sounds a little different. That's just all I'm saying. It's art. We can dissect it. If I could do it to Megan, if I could do it to Cardi, where's the special pass to Azealia? I don't know her. I don't. You know what I'm saying? This is art. This is music. This is what we hear is to talk about the music. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's it. Let's see, bro. She blocked you. Stop talking about Mikey. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Listen, so is it giving obsessed when she go on her story and she talk about? Is it giving obsessed when Azealia goes on her story talking shit about Nicki all the time, but she won't talk shit about Remy? Can we ask? That's the bigger question. What happened in that communication after? Because everything was hella light after that. Everything was hella light towards Remy. Wasn't none of that action. It wasn't none of that action. You ain't never come online and critique none of her songs, none of that. She was on Nicki's mixtape when it came out like a stan. And I know you a stan. I know you love the queen. But the difference is, it's like, it's abusive because it's like you feel like you can ridicule this one girl and you don't do that shit to Remy because she's going to smack the shit out of you or have somebody do it. I'm telling you, that's the reality. Oh man, let me block these dumb motherfuckers. These motherfuckers is bored. It's 12:40 on the Gulf Coast. So that means that it's 1:40 on the East Coast. East Coast. Motherfuckers is just like, come on. Like, let me see. Yeah, let's do that. Done done. The done done. The sun done. Niggas is done. Like you up listening to me at this hour talk about this shit and you complaining. No, I'm giving you the best time of your fucking life right now. That's why you here. That's why you fucking here. You want to hear about it. You want to hear about it. You want to hear about how I broke that shit down, and that shit is really true. You notice how she tried to talk shit about Nicki, and then in the same breath, she want to dick ride Little Kim and talk about some popular topic that they're talking about on Twitter. I'm glad she's getting her roses. Kim been getting her roses. Where's Foxy roses? Ooh, this is what I wanted to say. I'm so happy I remembered. I'm so happy I remembered, right? Fuck them all day, fuck them all night, right? Ooh, I'm happy I remembered, right? So you talk all this shit talking about Kim. This Kim, I'm glad she's getting her respect. You really copied and pasted the conversation that they're having about Little Kim on Twitter because her name's been trending in hip hop. I see that shit. And when you an analyzer like me, you sit back and you watch it and you really corny. You're corny. You're corny, Azealia. Like, stop it. You trying to dick ride Little Kim, and the thing about it is that you said more. You want to know the crazy thing that I can tell? When Azealia, first and foremost, Azealia is 1991, right? So when Little Kim was out, you were merely like 5, 6 years old. You really wasn't from her era, right? You came up and you got the cusp of her, and you might know some songs, but if you want to be honest, moving forward, she was more of the Remy Ma, Nicki Minaj, Trina, like kind of going forward in that era, right? If you want to be fair, if you really want to be fair. So it was like when Azealia came out and she wanted Little Kim on a record, you disrespected her totally online. You disrespected her, like probably worse than Nicki did. You did say a lot of fucked up shit. You apologized. She moved on. And from what I noticed, when the sad thing about it was how I see how much she dick ride Little Kim. And I said, okay, let me click on this story and see if Kim is following her. Kim ain't following her because they know that it's some sort of, I'm telling you, it's some sort of emotional thing. It's like you don't have to uplift me to put another person down. I don't ever want to be your friend in the name of you coming at me for somebody else. That's negative. I don't want to be your friend because you and somebody else didn't work out. I don't want it. I don't want to be your friend like that. I don't want to receive text messages of you talking about this person. That's draining. It's draining. When I seen the messages that she sent talking about Nicki and talking about Fat Joe and Pat Poose and all of that shit to Remy, you talking about her husband, talking about get away from these men and all of this shit. These people helped her. Like, come on. Like, what is wrong with you? Never trust a person who comes with the blabbermouth and just saying too much. Too much. Fax Laurent, sup mods chat. What's up, CCN TV? I did not trust that ish. Let's see. Speaking on Kim, why did she want to do a verse? Oh no, I didn't execute my thought. Little so listen, Azealia Banks tried to listen. This is how I know her hip hop card. Like, she really was that artsy type of girl. Like, she wasn't like certain female rappers, like it's certain girls from New York City, like London Hill. I don't know if you ever heard of London Hill. Bad bitch energy. I don't know if you like her music or not, but bad bitch energy. She knows her rap history. I can tell, and I love a female rapper. Azealia Banks ain't playing them games with Connie Diamond. She followed Connie Diamonds. Connie will smack the shit out of Azealia Banks if she say the shit about her that she says about Nicki. Connie will slap the shit out of her. She know that shit. You follow Connie Diamonds. You see how she moving. All of them New York City rapper type chicks. You know who not to play with. Don't do that to Nicki and play on her head. Let me say this about Foxy Brown. So she came out. She disrespected Little Kim. She disrespected Foxy Brown. She disrespected Remy Ma, right? I don't know what happened behind the scenes with Foxy and Remy. All I know is the energy from Foxy. I never heard back from her about it. But the last thing she was saying, she was just like, where's this bitch at? I will murk this bitch. Ask anybody through the fan base. That was the energy. I don't know what happened. All I'm telling you is next thing I know, she was dick sucking talking about Coco Chanel. That's all I'm saying. Oh, Foxy killed it. She tried to diss. I think she tried to diss Nicki and say it wasn't a good track, but how Foxy killed it, and she said the Valentino bling thong. Nicki had mad bars on that song. You was just hateful. You hateful. This is commentary. This is real shit. This is talking live about events. I had to think about that today because you want to be honest with you, right? You know how I make it known and I'll be like, I don't give a fuck. I don't fuck with Cardi, right? But I do call out the fake shit in Megan, and I do feel like, yeah, I can go hard. But why can I do that with Megan, and why can't I keep it real with Azealia Banks and call that shit out? That's being fake. The same way I don't know Megan, I don't know Azealia Banks either. I don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not being honest, and that's honestly holding back in the commentary. But I will tell you, I am still going to listen to the music. I am. But I felt like, especially with the people who sit in here and you might be a little confused, you need this conversation to open your mind and make you understand this shit. Is like, why is she attacking this girl? And why is she not attacking Remy? And why did she attack Remy in the past? And then Remy said, I guarantee this bitch won't say my name. And then you don't mention her no more. You give her the utmost respect. You don't even give her the Gemini shout out or none of that shit. You don't say her name. On your podcast, you was like, she didn't have to show me. But you want to disrespect this other black woman who worked so hard in this industry for almost 15, 16 years because you feel like you can do it. You feel like you can do it. Let me get execute. I'm proud of myself because I still didn't get to the Foxy Brown part. So she talks shit about Foxy Brown. She said whatever fucked up shit she said about her with her black lipstick. I don't even understand. She tried to say that Foxy wasn't iconic. That's what she basically tried to do. Somebody quote me on what Azealia Banks said about Foxy Brown because I can't remember it because I was like, this bitch is bugging back then, right? Still enjoying the art because I feel like she is talented. But I do feel like now since I have those little thoughts of the writer shit, it's like, I don't know. I don't know now. So listen, when it comes to Foxy, she said something basically said that Foxy wasn't iconic or some shit like that. And Foxy went off, right? Next thing I know, she's giving Foxy credit. All that, all I see in the stories is you dick riding Little Kim, but on your Fuck 'em All Night cover, you're basically duplicating the Broken Silence cover with the jean thing. That whole look is Foxy Brown Broken Silence. Where's the Foxy love? Kim gets a lot of love. Kim get a lot of love, Azealia. I'm pretty sure you know that. Where's the Foxy love? Because you definitely stole that whole mood with that cover. That's Foxy Brown. You know, I felt bad today. I'm going to be honest. This is the type of shit I be thinking about when I don't be going live, right? I felt bad today because I'd be like, how the fuck you be going in on Megan and Megan really be out here working and doing it, and then you letting Azealia slide just because you like her music and she from New York. Nope, keep this shit real. Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real. I would be being disingenuous having all of these little thoughts on my mind and not sharing it. This is what people come to hear and to try to understand other people's thoughts. And if you don't understand what I'm saying or you don't like it, push it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you will understand it. Maybe you will be like, aha, I understand now. That's why she fucks with her. Aha, she don't fuck with Remy no more. Let me look that video up and see. Remy said that she won't say her name no more. Aha. I'm telling you. And when I'm telling you from the New York energy, niggas is popping up at your show. What you said? Okay, we gonna see you. We gonna see you. And when I tell you she firmly said that shit, that bitch won't say my name no more. Remember when Azealia tried to jump her bodyguard? I don't know about that. I'm mad at Azealia trying to act like Nicki isn't mad intelligent. Like, girl, stop with the hate. Yeah, Nicki graduated with honors. You know, she didn't drop out, and she didn't. And even that don't mean that if you dropped out that you're worthless. But it's just like, you know, pick your arguments when you get into them with people because at the end of the day, somebody can always say something back to you. That's why I'm telling you, my dad taught me that at a young age. He said, think about what you say, like, you know, because you don't, for one, you don't want to be, you don't want to, don't, this is the one thing he taught me. Do not engage in conversations about things that you don't know about because it makes you look stupid. That's why I don't do politics. I know just enough that I need to know, but I don't have conversations. I talk about what I like to talk about. So yeah, today I felt bad. It's like those are the type of things I feel bad about. It's like look at you talking about picking apart and you know, showing the timeline of Megan Thee Stallion friendship and how she did this fake shit, and then you covering for Azealia. Azealia Banks is fake as hell, being online talking mad shit about Nicki Minaj, but Remy Ma pressed your ass, and it's like that's like almost on the same attention of the Cardi following the Nicki topic. What happened? Why you don't mention this girl name no more? You know? Why you don't mention her name no more? She don't got no steam, I'm telling you. And that's how I know Remy. And can I tell you something? Can I tell you this is what, and I know you guys might not think about it because you don't follow Remy, but I'm telling you, this is relative to the respect that she has in New York. I'm being honest with you. You ain't playing with that girl fucking name. You ain't playing with her name. What? I'm guarantee you, if you look at, I almost want to bring that live up. When I looked at her, I could tell that she was not playing. That girl don't play that shit. She's not playing. I remember back in the day, Remy Ma was on fucking, yo, she used to talk so much shit. And it wouldn't even to be to rap bitches. It would be to regular girls. She would get on the radio, and this is back when Club Speed was popping in New York City. She was like, yeah, and to all them bitches calling my phone, I'm gonna be in Club Speed tonight. Y'all already know it's gonna be extra tight in there. So pull up. Like, I'm basically on that energy. It's gonna be extra tight. I'm gonna have mad niggas in there. She's popping mad shit all the time. Not to just Foxy, not to just Kim. Remy pop, that's her shit. She's from the streets. And that's why I'm saying this is why I'm telling you there's a reason why Azealia ain't playing with her name. Give Nicki that same respect. What she gotta do some shit like that, and then you gonna run to TMZ and make Nicki look crazy? Give her the same respect that you gave Remy. They both came out like, Remy came out in what, in 2000? Nicki came out in 2006. It's like, Nicki worked hard for everything that she has. Then you want to respect her in some moments. Then when Cardi threw the shoe at her, you hit her? You hit her? Stop it. My God, you hit her? I remember that. What's up, Rico? Let's see. Sean's still there. What up, Sean? Tamara, imagine reporting every Nicki hate video. We will be in the casket, still reporting. Yes, Sean, love that verse. What's verse Sean talking about? Go listen to Can't Lie. Nicki graduated with honors. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like talking about Nicki uneducated and you talk. That's what I'm saying. Can I tell you something from look at my picture as a black man? I would never. When I tell you some real shit that I did to one of my brothers, you're gonna think that this is so dramatic, but it really made me feel disrespected because I feel like I'm one of those people. There's a time and place for everything. You go into the library, you're quiet. You go to a fucking club, it's loud. You dancing, you having a good time. You go to a restaurant, you kind of quiet. You having a conversation with people. You fit the forum for wherever you go, right? So I remember one time I was in a taxi cab in New York in the 90s, right? My brother was on the bridge on the boulevard. I'm in the taxi cab. I'm trying to, you know how you fucking like, you fucking with your brother. I seen him, so I opened the window and I said some shit to him. And so he was like, some shit like, shut the fuck up, nigga. Or some shit like that. But he said, nigga. I was in a cab with a white guy. I felt mad embarrassed. I'm telling you this, right? I wasn't embarrassed from him saying the word nigga, but I was just like, damn, you embarrassed me in front of this white man. Understand how my white mind thought at that age, right? I was embarrassed because I just like, damn, like this white man just heard me, this nigga say this shit to me. I promise you, God strike me down now. I got to my house and I told my brother, I was like, bro, you embarrassed me in front of I ain't say that because we don't say bro. To be honest with you, all of that bro shit is really some white boy shit from New York. To be honest with you, not saying that it's from New York, but like when I was younger in the 90s, only white people said bro, to be honest with you. So when I got to the house, I told him, said, nigga, you embarrassed me in front of this white guy calling me a nigga in front of him. When I tell you my brother apologized, like emotionally intelligent. We might have sibling rivalry and shit like that. And as I got older, I realized a lot of people have that, but we is centered in love. And I can remember saying something to him like that, like, bro, like how you gonna call me a nigga in front of these white people? Like, you know what I'm saying? He apologized to me. We was young and teenagers then too. So listen, what I say that to say is Azealia is on her story talking about the white people is going to do something to you. Why is me? Look at my picture as a caramel complected black man. I will never embarrass you in front of a white person. I will never do that to you. I will never, never, never. I would never say some shit about you like that and say the white people gonna devour you. And then you talking about your Maya. Then you see why I say the flaws in the logic? You have to pick everybody's logic apart in mind if you don't trust it. Pick it the fuck apart and question it. Unless it's some shit I just don't give a fuck about and you want me to talk about it on some shit that you just be trying to be messy, like, oh, talk about this. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying, like, if it's something that I say that don't make sense, just don't apply it. The fuck? How you talking about your Maya and you the chosen one and all of this, and you talking about the white people gonna devour a black woman, talking about she's unintelligent, he gonna ask her all about the things that she pumped up into her body, knowing that you have breast plants too. So guess what? If I got my ass done and you got breast and you got your breast done, yeah, it's two different surgeries, but you calling me out about having the surgery, that's a hypocrisy, right? We all know that when people get their butt done, it can go left or right. It could look good or not, right? So it's a bigger chance. It's just a bigger risk cosmetically, right? But calling a person out is just like you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. That's hypocrite behavior. Let's see. Yes, I'm 10 years older than my brother and I love him, but I don't like him. When I'm with my darker friends, we in public, I do watch what I say if we in a certain place. Yeah, you're probably cognizant of that because y'all probably have a certain relationship when you're alone with them that you could say certain shit. You're emotionally intelligent. I'm telling you, that's what it is. That's what it is. A lot of people don't have that, and that's why they end up in situations where they fucked up. I would never down talk a black person in front. Nope, hell no. Let me tell you something I could do and something that I did because I'm an entrepreneur right now. When I tell y'all I worked in New York and I don't want to offend nobody, I don't know how I know how people just end up finding people channels. I be meeting people, they be like, "Oh my God, I found your channel." Like not saying I meet people who I know, but listen, I worked at this insurance company in New York, and it was a fight to get these roles. Like everybody wanted to work there because they paid good, right? So it was a black girl who actually came from Houston. She was working in the office, and she came through the temp agency, and she was doing everything and acing it. And it was a white girl who worked at the company, and her friend came through the temp agency. The white girl lied on the black girl and said that she was asking too many questions and she didn't think she really got the job. When I told you I seen this black girl in tears at the elevator, crying and in tears because of what this white girl did to her. When I tell you, I wrote, you know how like every job has an anonymous thing that you got to go through the system. I reported her ass, and they pulled that shit. Nigga, you think I'm playing? I ain't never gonna do a black person wrong. I'm never gonna do like Azealia Banks. You talking about the white people gonna devour you? You are wrong for that. You are wrong, and that's what made me feel bad about like how you gonna talk shit about Megan and then you letting this chick literally do this shit before thine eyes. No, everybody could get it in the commentary like that. If you notice, Remy don't do stupid shit like that. It would be so easy for Remy to trend and do shit and get on every time Nicki do something. No, that's dick riderish, and that's dick riderish. Come on, that's dick riderish. That's not real shit. That's not real nigga shit. Imagine Remy getting in her story talking about the vaccine, whatever. Nope, because she probably around real niggas or people. Not saying that real you that mean that you ain't going to take it, but she probably around people who don't want to take it either. She probably keeping herself safe. We don't even know if she took it or not. At my job, the second in charge boss is trying to take down the head boss, and they both older black women. It's a shame. I'd be embarrassed. Yep, I damn sure did. I damn sure reported Kayla ass. I said, "Oh, you want to get the black girl? You want to get her terminated?" Mm. Yep, I damn sure did hit that ethics line up and got her ass investigated. I damn sure did. Now I can tell you this and be honest because I would want the story to sound good and say that the girl came back. Of course, she didn't come back because they ended her contract. But I know that Kayla had something on her record. Yep, you sure did. That was your friend. And I was very detailed when I explained that shit. I said this was her friend from the temp agency. She got her through the job. You can't listen. If another person is qualified, you cannot talk down on them in the fucking HR office and put shit on their fucking record. You can't do that. That's wrong. This is why I'm telling you. When I tell you, this is why it's so emotional, and this is why I believe, like, especially being an entrepreneur, every day is like, what do I have to do to work hard or whatever, whatever, right? And you make money and you get comfortable and it's just like it's the next level to get to, right? But this is the shit that scares me. I don't ever want to be controlled by Whitey. Ever. I don't ever want to do it. I don't give a fuck if I release music and they put that shit on playlists and it blow up. I will never be controlled. I'm telling you, I would never be controlled ever because I know I came from the 9 to 5 world. I gave that up to have my own leverage. No, I will never fucking be controlled. Never. It's listen, you got one business, you have two business, you have two, you can keep constantly creating businesses, right? You got to make a way out of some way. When I tell you, when you get unplugged from the fucking matrix and you get off that hamster wheel of 9 to 5, there's nothing more empowering to make it than making your own money and being able to survive over off of yourself. There's nothing better than that. So I'm telling you, a lot of people, they don't be understanding the exit strategy. Listen, let me tell you how what was a peace of mind. What was a peace of mind is not touching that 401k when I was in my 20s and going into my 30s. So then when shit happened, I had money in places. That's why people probably don't understand when they be like, oh, you don't got this or you don't whatever, whatever, but you extra cozy, you always out, you doing something, you shopping, you doing something. Yeah, me good. Ting ram out. Yeah. Yes. Yes. I know how to use my resources. How many of you people who live in this era right now who didn't even research the pandemic things that help you pay your rent? How many of you guys didn't even do that? Just letting money just spend up all around you while everybody else is taking advantage of it. You look at these programs, they tell you that they'll pay a maximum of up to $4,500 up to 3 months, and then you get to recertify after 3 months. How many of you people, I'm telling you, how many people have actually did that shit? How many of y'all actually, and I'm talking about people with jobs. I have a friend right now that has a job. They make like $16, $17 an hour. They submitted their paperwork and said that they had a shortage of hours to the Texas rent program, and they got their rent paid for 5 months. They sent the bag over. I'm telling you. How many of y'all do research? And you got smartphones in your hand. How many people? A lot of people being them. A lot of people are in bad predicaments when it comes to their rent, but how many of them even tried to exercise the programs in their area to even try to get their shit paid? Like, do you use your resources? That's what I'm all about. Especially being an entrepreneur, you have to use all your resources. You have to investigate. You have to research, 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 research. You have to. Let's see. Rachel with your racist. Oh God, somebody racist here. Let me read the comments. Yeah, but I think it's so crazy that Azealia, she talked shit about Foxy, talked bad shit about her. Whatever Foxy energy she gave her in that DM or however she contacted her, it turned it all around. She never reported negatively on her again. And you see what I'm saying? Question yourself. What happened with Foxy and Remy that Azealia don't report on them? What happened with them that you don't respect Nicki enough? You don't respect Nicki enough and you feel like you can play with her all the time. You feel like you can play with her and say the most your Percocet music and all of this, but you had people coming out. Like I seen a fan page that was on YouTube, and I was like, oh, this is where she probably could have seen my message or seen my comment. I didn't know where she seen it, but it was a fan page, and they was posting how when she was in New York City, how when she was on stage, it was looking like she was on the substance. I was like, damn, why they saying this about her? Then when I looked at it, I was like, oh, I could understand and see why they say it, but I didn't say anything bad about it. You see what I'm saying? I don't make videos about people being like that, but don't try to point out things in people when you have your own history. You have so many sores that people could just pick, and we all have sores. We all do, right? But don't get online and try to come at Nicki, but you excluding Foxy and Remy because you done got some sort of push pressure in the background. Because trust me, there was pressure. It was pressure from Little Kim too. She ain't playing with that girl name no more. You think all that love just started to come? She started to love Nine. She was in love with Nine and reposted her in her story. She loved Nine. You love Nine. It was all this fake Little Kim love. And then you know what? Oh, this is what I wanted to say. Glad that I said this because I've been wanting to say this for videos and videos and videos, right? I truly believe, I truly follow me on this, right? I truly believe with her showing love to Kim and dissing Nicki, I would love to know what Little Kim DM messages look like from Azealia Banks or her text messages. I don't believe she has her phone number though, because I believe Kim keeps her there. Because Kim and Remy is friends, and I think that shit is a joke to them. They probably laugh at her crazy ass. They probably think that some of the things she does say is a little real, but depending on what she's talking about. But what I'm telling you is, it's like I think that she does all of this Nicki shaming to then go back to a group message with with her and say, "Oh, look what I said," and it's trying to make her look like, "Oh, I'm so for you," and I'm dissing her. Don't you got to be so you got to I analyze shit like crazy when I to the point where I'm telling you, one of my friends, Erica, she used to tell me like, "Yo, you should have been an investigator," and people be telling me I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, I will piece it together. Why are you dissing me? And especially then you showing Kim love too at a random time. Kim been looking good all summer. Her book is coming out. It's promo time. She's coming back. I admit, little Kim been looking good. She has. If it's anything, like especially being a fan of Kim, I know they feel fed because they get to see her a lot more. She's showing up looking good. To me, Kim looks good, you know? But it's like in the name of supporting Kim, you're trying to bash Nicki, and I think you're doing this all for the tour of I don't fuck with her and you little Kim the Queen Bee, and they know that shit. They ain't fucking with that shit. I seen all the love she shows to little Kim. I check to see if she's following her back. Kim ain't fucking with that. They like, girl, let her stay here. Just let her stay there. We cool, and whatever. But let it stay there. Kim has been stepping it up. Leroy, everyone is doing this. People been taking advantage of Rona, but it's coming to an end. That's what I'm saying. But exercise the programs that's out there for people to benefit off of. Make sure that you take advantage of that. Hold on one second. My StreamYard was stuck. Let me just go and mix this shit up. Let's see. Enter studio. I'm gonna do it from my phone because I had the same message from TV on that shit the whole time. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me turn this down.
So I some mixed.
Yeah. All right. I had to turn that shit off. Yeah, I'm glad I got up here tonight and I didn't play any music because we had been up here for an hour and 20 minutes. I told my friend I was gonna call him back, but yeah, that's all I wanted to pretty much say in regards to the situation with Azealia. I feel like it's very layered, and you just have to think about it like that. Like, why you playing with her like that, and you ain't playing with them other two rap girls like that? You ain't mentioning them no more. You tried to. It was just like, look at the 1, 2, 3. It's just like you came out. It's just like you dissed Little Kim before. You dissed Nicki. You dissed Foxy Brown, and Foxy was just on some. Where's this bitch at? Like, if I could go on my DM and find it, I'm telling you, I wouldn't even post that and be messy though. She was trying to find out where her location was. She was like, I will murk this bitch. That's the energy that she was on. And I'm trying to tell you, like, when know how I be telling you, like, with Megan Thee Stallion, I could tell that she ain't really Houston like that. I could tell you just from away, just with the other girls that's in the city. Like, I know that, like, I would have. Listen, I'm just telling you this. I can tell with how people move with that suburb attitude. Yeah, she not a real one like that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. No. Azealia Banks is one of those black girls would be like, oh, why you with those ghetto bitches? Them bitches is ghetto. Them bitches is mad ghetto. All them bitches do is eat at the chicken spot. Them bitches is ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Hold on a second. Uh, Great job tonight. But how do you draw the line between personal music when you support Azealia? I just listen. Truly, when it comes to it, right. Like that's a logical question. How do you draw the line with somebody like an Azealia? And it's just like I cut off Megan, right? That is a good question. The only reason I can be honest with you in this moment and tell you the reason why I feel like I still listen to Azealia, I literally had to turn around, right? I had to turn around the other day when I was listening to Fantasy. That was from 2012. And I truly think that um let's look at it like this. I felt like Megan was more of a liability of me fucking with her. on some shit because I just didn't feel like, you know, when you kind of grow, I didn't grow up with Azealia because I was older when she came out, but I just felt like I've been like playing broke with expensive taste, playing fantasy. Like, so it's kind of like when an artist is embedded in you, it's kind of hard for you to give it up. But listen, once again, if you go through this, I'm pretty sure if she ever heard this, she wouldn't like what I was saying. But I tried to keep this real in a way where it's like I'm not dragging you. I'm just keeping it real. Like if you like the energy that I get from an Azealia Banks, she likes to review shit and she thinks that she's this brainiac or whatever. But it's all good and you can play brainiac till somebody plays brainiac on you and they chop apart the shit that you do. Because you talk about Yamaya, the African goddess, and you got mad when Beyonce did it with Lemonade and said it was so whack and then you praised it at certain moments, but then you felt like nobody did it but you. But then you got this whole team of white people. So it's like it looks a little contradictory. And then you have all these relationships with these white men and all it's a lot of contradictory and flaws in the logic. So I don't think that she would like that I said that. But if you're gonna get online and just put Nicki Minaj out there against white people and say, oh, the white people are gonna devour you. I could never come up here and put a black person and say that the whites are going to devour you. Because you know what it is? I'm going to have to go back to the boulevard and the people who are going to look, or the people who I know. Like, you're going to look crazy. Like, why you even saying that? Now that's street code. Why you even, that's culture code. How? How could you be bold enough to go up there to say anything and say that the white people are going to do something? What? Come on. And to me, I could tell that she's smart enough to say that, and that lets me know she really don't give a fuck. She's activating all of those little white gays that she talks shit about that support her. That's what I'm saying. It be flaws. It's just like, look, right? It's like you talk all that shit about all those white people, and that's your core base. Like if you look at the crowd at Irving Plaza, yeah, she got black people who fuck with her, the people who like that music, but it is a lot of white people because you do make music for that type of realm. So it's like she could, you know what it is with Azealia Banks? She just got it more. She just has it better than Lizzo. She has it better because she really got black fans. She just got it better than Lizzo, but she really worked that white shit too. And I hope whatever I don't know if it's some self hate or whatever going on, but listen, for you to put a black woman on blast in your stories and talking about Pierce Morgan and he's going to talk about the single mother, you grew up with a single mom. You grew up with a mother that you said so many horrible, like, come on, stop it, Azealia, stop it. I just don't like when people do that, and it's not fair. And I felt like, again, going back to how I felt about it, because I was just like, yo, you saying shit, you pick apart Megan and the relationship and how she did shit with Nicki. It's just like, what do you owe just because you get on the channel? I've played making music on this channel before. You know what I'm saying? That's not being real with the audience by holding back on the content or whatever. It's certain things I don't want to talk about, but in regards to the music and how I feel like people how people who are moving, I can talk about that. So it is what it is. It's always the layers. Let's see. You said it's always the latest for Azalea. She just try to get in where she fit in or where she's allowed. And poor thing, she's smarter than everyone. Poor thing thinks she's smarter than everyone. Yeah, she was just like, yo, and people think that like I'm gonna be like. She was like, I really should be like the fucking A&R. But if you're the fucking A&R, but you know what's so crazy? And psychologically, I feel like Azealia Banks did that Tarantula track just because Lady Gaga dissed her, and she's kind of taking her style to show this white bitch, like, bitch, I'm gonna do your shit, and I don't fucking need you. That's what I really feel like Tarantula is a reflection of. It's like, white bitch, you tried to play me. I'm gonna do your shit and sing so like cold like and bitter. Walking past mirrors, frail is your body. Whatever she said. That's what I think. Because that's some psychological shit. When I tell you people do little mean shit like that, think about how she dissed Nicki and then she all of a sudden talking about how good little Kim look in her stories. So she want Kim to see that and then Kim see the mess of her dragging Nicki. You see what I'm saying? Look at the psychological thing of it. You ain't no real friend. You need help. Like when I tell you, I think I do think too deep. You see how I just broke that down? You showed love to Little Kim in the stories, and then you dragging Nicki later. That looks like a setup to me. And maybe I am thinking too deep, but nope. I'm gonna be listen. When I tell you the people who are typically my friend, they appreciate me because I be opening up their eyes to shit. I am gonna toot my own horn to that. Why would they be doing? Why did she do that? You dissing you talking to Kim, and then you dissing you trying to empower Kim to fuck with you psychologically. Like, oh, she don't fuck with her. Like, let me fuck with her. Kim ain't gonna fuck with you. She don't need to. And Remy is her friend, and I'm pretty sure she filled her in, and she seen the text messages and all that shit. They know what's going on. Leave old girl and the thing. And she even what she said on the Esta Noche to Lil Kim. Old girl on some power and old girl on some power and respect. Old girl on some powder and necks. Some shit she said. So please. So listen, y'all, it's 116. I'm about to get off of this shit. Let me know what you think in the comments below when it comes to Azealia Banks dissing Nicki Minaj. I want to make it very clear. I still like her music. I'm still going to listen to her music. It just made me get to a point where it's just like, why you playing with this girl name and you don't play with Remy and Foxy like that? Why? And you talk shit about all three of them. And both of them girls did something behind the scenes where they pressed you to the point where you did not want to play with them no more. Why you keep playing with Nicki? You see what's going on. You the same girl that dissed Cardi and all of that shit for Remy, for all of the black girls, and dissed Iggy Azalea talking about they didn't have the magic and all of this other shit. Why you fucking with Nicki? Because you think it's an easy target because she's Hollywood and you feel like if she does anything back to you, it's gonna be so big. But you ain't you. But see, Remy is still kind of like Remy is in Hollywood, but she's more local and she could get you fucked up and come to your show. See, I'm telling you. Hold on. My headphones came on. Hold up. Yeah. So it's like, what is the deal? What is the deal with the Nicki Minaj obsession? That's obsession to me. You don't got a Megan Thee Stallion obsession. Why you don't be talking about what's going on with her case and shit? You only spoke about it one time. And the crazy thing about it is, it was just like, yo, the whole thing with Azealia Banks and talking shit like about Nicki, no blogs like the Shade Room and shit, they don't even be picking her up. Like they don't pick her shit up. They don't even pick it up. So it's like you trying to pander in your fucking stories to Little Kim fans who might hate Nicki. I'm telling you, I'm the type of nigga I'm gonna if it ain't what it is, I'm at least gonna brainstorm it. That's what you doing. You showing love to Kim in your stories and you talking shit about Nicki. That's what it is to me. That's how I look at it. But you ain't talking no shit about Remy. Why you got so much perspective on everything? Why you ain't talk about Fat Joe in the situation, whether you agreed with him, disagreed with him, or what? Why you ain't talk about that? Because you know not to mention a name. You know not. That's respect to me. That's respect. So listen, do you really think Nicki and Remy will ever get past their diss after Nicki did say that she respect Remy, kept everything on wax? Also, Remy says she do not hate Nicki. Yeah, of course. They two powerful black women, and I want to tell you that that's the biggest thing. Like that's the hugest example. Could you imagine that Remy could be online anytime Nicki does something and talking shit, being subliminal? When I tell you, real bitches don't do that shit. They don't do that shit. They don't have to do that shit, right? It's so easy for Remy to do that. It's so easy for her to talk shit, right? It's so easy. You see how Cardi was online talking about, and don't talk about who people in a relationship with or whatever. Remy would never be caught dead doing that shit. She's a real bitch. She would never do that. That don't got nothing to do with her. Nicki's relationships or whatever has nothing to do with her. She would never be caught online talking about that shit. Now, if it comes to records and they dissing each other, that's a different story. So that's like Azealia is doing whack bitch shit because she feel like she can't be reached. Or she feel like if Nicki does something to her, she would love to be threatened by Nicki so she could run to the tabloids and be like, I got threatened. But then when Cardi tried to throw a shoe in, you tried to hit her? Hit her? Come on, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. So listen, y'all, I'm about to get up out of here. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you like the video. Let me know if you disagree or you agree with me in the comments. You know what I'm saying? And we just gonna keep it moving from there. Make sure you check out Female Rap Elite on Spotify as well. And I'm up out of here. Yeah.